Ladies, gentlemen, and Imogen, Andy here. Hello.
Hi.
And we're joined by a special guest
Hello.
sitting over there, anonymous. You are a girl that we've been seeing for about a year now.
Yes.
And you're anonymous because you're secretly an international spy.
That's the rumour.
With a kill count of
26.
26. It was, I swear to God, it was like half that last time we asked that question, right? So let's talk about sex.
Is that all you have on your note? Let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex, yeah. What's your favorite sex act during a threesome?
I don't know if you want it all. You have lots on your YouTube. You talk about everything.
Don't make me do it. Yeah, go as filthy as you want. Be as filthy as you want.
I like seeing Immy suck you off.
Yeah, there is
That's
like
fun.
a performative aspect to it.
Mhm.
That's part of the fun bit is like when you're having a threesome, like two of you can do something and the other two or the other one can sort of like watch. There's almost like a voyeurism and like exhibitionism and showing off there. What about you?
I honestly just like the contrast of like a male body and a female body. I like the softness and the sweetness and the kisses and cuddles from you, who is very soft and sweet, and that gentleness, and then paired with Andy, who can be more rough and more passionate and just even physically feels more rough.
Yeah, I like when you eat me out, very gentle and soft, and then Andy's kind of just a bit more straight to it, which both feel amazing. They're just both different, and I love it.
Yeah, that contrast is nice. Has there been anything that you've explored with us, like new things that you've enjoyed, whether that's more kinky things? I mean, there's still plenty of things for us all to explore, but like new things that you've tried with us that you've quite enjoyed.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but tried anal for the first time, and that was
Yeah, I remember we tried that. Yeah.
really fun.
Yep.
Really enjoyed that. I think you ended up buying me some butt plugs.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
You got to practice it, right? Yeah. Okay. How was that? Because I think a lot of women, their first anal experience is painful and they never want to do it again. And I've dated quite a lot of women where I go, what's on your bucket list? Would you like to try anal? And she's like, oh, no. And I'm like, did you have a bad experience? And she's like, yep. He literally just tried to like ram it in there. And then I'll say, look, you don't have to, but if you want to try it, I can show you how it feels good. We try it and she goes, holy shit, is it meant to feel that good? Even you, right? The first time you and I tried anal, did it feel good?
Yes. It was on the rougher side.
Yeah.
I think you can be a bit more impatient. I think sometimes when we're having anal with other women, you're a bit slower and gentler. And then with you and me, you get a bit impatient sometimes.
Because you're my soldier. I know you can take it.
But that being said, you've been more gentle more recently in the last year or so.
So anal, you loved that. And it's basically just a case of going really slow, lots of lube, trying some butt plugs, and then asking how it feels the entire time. Yeah, you're right. It is a patience thing. Yeah. Because I know you can take it. It's like literally that. No, it literally is that. Whereas like with you, I'm going to be extra gentle, extra nice.
Yeah.
Because you're not my soldier yet. Although after a year, she basically is. Yeah, so anal, what else?
I've enjoyed all the like sensory play that we've done. Haven't done that in a while, but it's fun.
We do like that, as in like blindfolds, and then you use like ice cubes or whipping or any of that cool stuff. Edging, we edge you all the time.
That's fun. I think we edge Immy more than me.
Yeah. I think sometimes I know the whole point of edging is like it's fun and it's meant to turn you on, but I don't want to be too mean. I'm like, yeah, you can have an orgasm. Like that tends to be my knee-jerk reaction because, yeah, I'm a bit of a softie. And even like similarly with like spanking or anything like that, I don't like being too rough, whereas I think Andy tends to go for it sometimes. And often I think after a day of seeing one another, you generally have bite marks all over.
Which I kind of love.
I don't mind the odd bite mark here or there, but I tend to be a bit more of a sook about it now. Yeah. What about you, Andrew? What do you like about it all?
I like the classic male stuff. Okay, I'm very visual. So let me just tell you now. All the stuff, anyone listening, like all the stuff that you literally fantasize about in porn as a guy, I know you probably don't, but like seeing two girls suck your dick at the same time.
You've said that
Like,
doesn't feel like it.
It looks amazing. Yeah, no, okay, so that's the funny thing. It doesn't actually feel as good as like one girl doing it because you kind of both get in each other's way, right? You're trying to both, but I don't know, there's something visually hot about that. When I come on both of your faces and you guys start making out, that's just like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, whoever is up there. Like, you reckon it's Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
I reckon it's Santa. I reckon Santa runs the world. What do you reckon?
I could see Santa being a person.
Santa's part of the Illuminati. More on that later. But but yeah, like the visual fun aspects. That's the stuff that I really like. Okay, I love when one of you is riding my dick and the other one's on my face. Though we don't do that much. We've only done that like once or twice. That's like maybe my favorite thing. I love watching you two go down on each other because women are so unbelievably gentle. You are both so gentle with each other. Like you just are. You can't help it. I don't even know if either of you know how to be rough. I feel like anytime a woman tries to be rough, she's then immediately like, oh, are you okay? Like, how was that? And it's like you kind of ruin the BDSM if you give her a spank and then you say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's like, no.
I guess, do you, Missy, have any desire to explore the rougher, more dominant sides of things? Like you
Yeah, I'd be
not
willing to give it a
receiving,
go.
more like giving it out.
Yeah. I'd have to be in the right mood for it because sometimes, like, after a long week and maybe I'm with you guys, I'm like, I don't feel like being dominant right now.
I feel like that when we see you two. I feel like most of the time when we see each other is like, we spend a day together, we're pretty chill. The sex is very gentle. I think just because we like you two. There's this weird thing that, I mean, it's not weird, but you and I both have it where the more we like each other, definitely, and the more we like you, you just want to be really nice to the person. And not that rough sex isn't nice, but it's almost like you have to go to a different headspace. And if you begged for it, if you were like, can you please spank me and go rough, then I'd be like, hell yeah, that's hot. But like, it's more like something you have to enter into. It's almost like a role play that you're doing. And I think our natural default is, hey, we all had a big week.
100%.
Let's meet and have a cuddle and do a podcast like we're doing right now. Get some sushi train and then have some gentle sex for the next like 2 hours or whatever.
Honestly, when we're about to see you, Missy, one of the things I always look forward to the most is like, I'm getting cuddles. Like, I'm really looking forward to some cuddles. I get soft, nice girl cuddles and I like them a lot.
Me too.
Yeah, same. Every time you're about to come over, I'm like, oh, I get to chill. Like, I get to relax. That does kind of run counter to like, let's go crazy BDSM. And we still do BDSM stuff.
Yeah, I reckon we should write like a combined sex bucket list.
We kind of have. We do stuff from it every now and then. Remember, you wrote the really big list. I still have it pinned in our
We've
Telegram
hit most
group.
of them.
Have we?
I think so.
What's on the
I
list?
reckon I need to write a new one.
Let's pull it out now and have a look. I'm
My
curious what's
thoughts
on
and
the list.
stories have changed.
A few moments later.
All right, so your bucket list. So you think we've done most of this. And to be
Yes.
clear, this was the bucket list you wrote before you, like when you first started seeing us.
It was like, what, a month in?
Also, is there anything on this you don't want me to read out?
No,
There's some kinky shit on here.
that's fine.
You literally wrote, hit my 27th confirmed kill via sniper.
That's right.
So-
My friends will watch this. But
I won't
they
read
already
that. I won't
know
read that
everything.
out. Be tied up.
We've
did
done that.
Blindfolded. We did
Done
that.
that.
Wear a butt plug.
Done that.
Have wax dripped on me. Have we done
Have we
that?
done that? We've used ice cubes.
That's the opposite
No.
of wax. Wax is hot. Ice is cold.
I think we have.
Okay,
Yeah,
we leave that on there. Have ice melted on me. That's on there.
Done that.
Be fucked. Man, I can't believe you'd use a word like that. Make love to a girl wearing a strap on.
Done
did
that.
Yeah. Fuck someone with a strap on. Again, a lot of crass language in here, young lady, but fuck someone with a strap on.
Mm-hmm.
You did that?
Yep.
Do you want me to read the next one?
I don't know what it is, but yeah, go for it.
Okay. P play.
Yeah, I still want to try that.
Okay. Shower sex.
I'm not sure.
No, I have done it with someone else.
I feel like shower sex. Okay, every time you and I go to have have sex in the shower. Yeah, it's like it feels romantic, and then you start doing it. And you're like, wait, this is cramped, and the position we can only really do one position, and the water's washing, your pussy juice or the lube away. This is more difficult than it seems.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I'm not overly interested in that one anymore.
Make out in a car.
We've done that.
You two did that. You sent me a video. That was hot.
Yeah, we've done it too. You fingered me in the car.
Did I?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I forgot about that. Holy shit, I can't believe we did that. Yeah. Yeah, you had a blanket on. Oh my goodness. No, you didn't.
I don't think I had a blanket on.
Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. Goodness me. Go to a sex party.
It's on my list.
Haven't done that.
It's on my list, but I don't know if Andy, you are into even just to watch, like a sex club.
I'll go, but it's not like high up on my list because I'm shy. I'm like super shy, sexually. Like, that's not a joke. I am actually shy, like with other people. Have someone come in your mouth.
Yes.
So
Done
you
that.
had never done that before.
Nope.
How come? Because I feel like that's what every guy wants to do. Did you just not want to do it? Did
I just
none
don't
of
think
them
I ever
wanna do
really
it?
had the opportunity to.
What do you mean? You just say, come in my mouth, sir. Come in my mouth, you
But-
big fucking sexy
Because
little
the
man.
guys that I've been with had struggled to come from me giving blowjob. Probably because I was shit at them, which is so fine.
So I've done so much content on this and talked to so many coaching clients where they're like very in their own head and they're very nervous and they're very stressed about it. And they're like, man, I just can't come from blowjobs. Like, so by the way, most of the time it's not you. Sometimes it might be, but a lot of the time it's just too much porn, too much jerking off and stuff like that. And so the guys are very like stressed about that. And I'm like, why don't you just let her give you a blowjob for a little while and then tell her I'm going to finish and then you jerk yourself off. There you go. So solve that problem for you. What were you going to say?
Yeah, to be clear, you, Andy, don't necessarily, when you come on either of our faces, it's actually rarely from a blowjob and more often from having sex, pulling out. And I can see that, like, from the perspective of another guy, you might be a bit, like, I know some girls aren't into that. And so it's quite bold for a guy to randomly do it. And so I could see you just get into a situation where it's not happened.
I think just because, like, in porn, basically that always happens. And then I like coming on girls' faces or in their mouth and, like, they all seem into it. And if they're not, they'll tell you. I'm surprised that that's something you really wanted and it didn't happen. But yeah, shit like that happens all the time. So you have a fantasy and just it never seems to come up.
Yeah.
So we did that. How was that?
It was good. It's fun.
Anyway, get messy with paint during sex. Did we do this?
No.
Because I think this scared me. You were like, hey, I want us to all cover each other with paint and then I can do it as an art project.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, where the frick do we do that? Where it doesn't just cause like hell on earth on my carpet. So if we could like do, you know, Dexter, the TV show with the mass murderer, where he just puts plastic wrap all over his entire apartment. If we do that, I'm willing to do that.
Yeah.
And then I guess the point would be you take photos of it like an art project. But do we have sex during this? Do we just cover our titties and our, like, how does this work?
It was to make, like, have paint down so then you get covered in the paint while having sex.
Is that okay if it goes inside your bits and it goes?
Well, you kind of just try to avoid that spot.
It's like having sex on the beach. Have you ever had sex on the beach?
And I've got no interest
Have
in
you?
it.
So, yeah, no, it sounds really sexy and romantic, and it's just not. The second one grain of sand gets between either of you, it sucks. And it's like, all right, we're done now, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So sex on the beach, that's not on your bucket list.
No.
Try more deep throating, practice.
We haven't done much of that.
Yeah, because you choke very easily. And
Yeah.
we're never doing that again. We now can't do some of these things now.
We can. I just get a sore jaw sometimes.
Yeah, you have some jaw disability, right?
Yeah, something like that.
No, you
Some
actually have some
slim-
jaw illness. You
Some
told us.
slim jaw joint that causes pain, but
Yeah, like a jaw illness.
not that big of a deal.
Jaw disease.
Sure.
She has a weak jaw. Is that not literally what it is? Isn't it that you have a weak jaw and it might break or something?
No.
Did I just make that up in my head?
Yes.
Literally in my head, because you told us this. You're like, I went to the doctor, I got diagnosed with this. And then in my head, I was like, oh shit, I hope she doesn't get punched at a bar because she'll break her jaw. That's like all I listened to from what you said. I was like, oh, she has a weak jaw. And so we can't do blowjobs because I'll break her jaw if I put my dick in there. Was that, did I
No.
just make all that up?
We can do blowjobs.
Okay.
It just gets a bit sore sometimes, but it's not going to break.
Okay. I thought I'd break your jaw if we try and have a blowjob.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Explore my, so good. Good to know. Okay. So we learned something. That was why we did this podcast. I learned that you can give me a blowjob. I almost said I can give you a blowjob. I can if you want to. Okay. I do like going down. That is one of my favorite acts. I really love going down on a woman.
And sometimes I really like giving blowjobs, and we're both like, but I want to do the thing.
We fight over it. No. And okay. So there are times when you're going down, she's going down on you. And I get like, I won't say jealous, but there's a part, I get impatient. I get very impatient during our sex, don't I? We all know this. Come on. This is an intervention. We all came here to admit this. I get very impatient. And one of you will be doing something to the other, and I'll be like, my turn. I want to go. And it's like, but we just started. And it's like, I'll let you guys do it. And then I'll just be like, all right, how long do I have to wait before I can have a turn? And then at some point, I'm just like, move. It's my turn. And because I'm the dominant one. And you guys are both so submissive and nice, I can just be like, it's my turn. And you'll both be like, wow, I love that he takes the lead. Wow, that's so nice.
In my head, I'm going, oh, but I wanted to eat Immy out next.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, it's my turn. It's my turn. You know, if you two want to do something, you can tell me. Now, full disclosure. Full disclosure, I will probably, like, we'll do it for like a minute and then I'll get impatient again. But you could just remind me every minute and say, can I have another minute? And I'll be like, okay. Or you could just be like, Andy, can you sit in the corner for a minute? No, I'll get impatient again. Okay.
We'll just tie you up in the corner, leave you there.
If you let me like watch a movie or something while you guys do stuff.
No.
No, the point is that you'd be watching us. But we've even had the conversation because often you'll like send us a photo throughout the week and you'll be wearing like really cute lingerie. We're like, oh, wear that for us. and it always looks amazing. But since being in a relationship with Andy, I used to love like shopping for lingerie, buying stuff, but
I know what you're going to say.
it gets worn for like 5 seconds and then it's off, and it's like it's in the way. Like I think it's the impatient thing again. Like I've stopped seeking out cute lingerie, and I always see it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so pretty. But I'm like, I'm going to wear it for 2 minutes. It's going to come off, and day to day, I'm not going to wear it because it's uncomfortable. So there is literally no point in me investing in nice lingerie.
I will just buy it to like take some photos in them. And
To feel
'cause
sexy.
I don't like wearing bras, so I'm not going to wear it on a day-to-day basis anyway.
You're not wearing a bra now.
No.
Show me, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was nice. No, okay, so no, I understand. It's like when you watch when I watch a sexy Hollywood movie, and the woman's in lingerie, and the guy's like making out with her, and there's like a saxophone playing. There's always a saxophone. There's like rain dripping down the windows. There's a fireplace, and it's like a sexy scene, and their hands are over each other, and somehow now they're both oily out of nowhere. I guess maybe to stimulate the sweat, and they both look so good. And he's all like kissing her boobs, like but over the top of her bra. And he's like, wow, you look so good in this lingerie. And she's like showing off for it. Whereas for me, I'm just like, especially in real life, I'm like, I want to see the boobs though. I want to see the pussy. Like, show me. And so I can appreciate the bra, and like, you do look incredible. So do you. You look good right now. But like, if this camera wasn't on, I'd be like, show me the boobs though. Like you, before I was just like, show me the boobs, and you show. I'm like, okay. I appreciate the lingerie. We go past that lingerie shop, the really expensive one, Honey Burdette, you know, multiple times. Okay, we go to that shopping mall, I swear to God, every day, multiple times a day. It's our favorite place to go. We hang out at the local shopping mall. It's like across the road. And we walk past that lingerie shop every day, and I'm like, this shit looks amazing. And like, I can't imagine how good a woman would look in this. And then I would take it off immediately. Because like, I think you guys have got it twisted. I think you guys think like the lingerie is like the main event or something. It's like, that's like the breadsticks they give to you at a restaurant to get you all horny so you'll order the food.
I think the lingerie makes us more turned on. Because we know that we look good.
Yeah.
And I'm fully aware that guys like just rip it off, and then afterwards they're like, oh, that looks really nice, by the way.
Yeah, I always tell you it looks nice. I'm like, holy fuck, you look good. Come here, I need to have sex with you immediately, like in the next 5 seconds. That's a compliment. That's like, I'm so turned on I couldn't wait. Yeah. So in terms of like feeling sexy, lingerie is one. Do you feel like, and we've done this a couple of times, we've done some like photo shoots, we've shot some like videos, like sex videos and stuff. Do you feel like being the center of attention with that stuff makes you feel sexy?
I feel very sexy looking at those photos.
Yeah.
All the videos.
Yeah, it's like, look how good I look. That's why you like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a performative aspect.
Yeah, and especially because in the time that we've seen you, you started pole dancing.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've dabbled in here and there over the years as well. And I think for me, especially, that was another thing that helped with that, like that feeling sexual, feeling confident, liking my body, liking showing off. And it does play out a little bit during sex and makes it that bit much more fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how we met.
How we met? It was on initially, and I think we spoke about this in the previous podcast that we did together. We met a few years back on Tinder, saw each other once, then didn't kind of go ahead with things. We're at a different place at that point in time, reconnected a year ago on Hinge and went from there. And things have been very, very lovely since.
So first date was super casual. You guys made art in a museum.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. You made a move. I swear to God, that's probably like the first time in your entire life that you've made a move.
It felt right at the time. I don't know. It was a nice setting. So it was like this big installation at this pop-up gallery. There was all of these weird installations. It was like massive beanbag couches that we're all sitting on, and it just felt nice. It was just like gentle chatting, felt kind of romantic. I thought it was a nice time to do it. But yes, it's not something that I do very much. I don't generally enjoy initiating.
I feel like you initiate a lot now, though.
She's like way more confident.
I think of that a lot is also being more comfortable with you. I think, should we give you a name? Missy? Little Miss?
Sounds good.
Something. Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with you being more comfortable around you. And also at Andy's request, because yes, initiating's not my preference, but I can do it from time to time. I can enjoy it from time to time as well.
You're both, in terms of like power dynamics and BDSM and stuff, you're both pretty submissive. Have you ever been like taking the lead?
Oh, in little moments, but not really.
You've never dated a girl before, have you? Had you
No.
done anything sexual with girls before Imogen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only like twice, though.
Yeah. How did that start? Because I feel like with a lot of women, okay, answer the question, then I'll say my agenda.
How did that start? It was on a night out drinking, and then they just came back to my place and had sex. And then she goes, I think I'm into guys. It's like, yeah, that's fair.
You can look at that from a positive way. You helped someone figure out their sexuality, or you could be like, damn, I turned someone like definitively straight. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, I think you already know, and we've talked about this before, that it's obviously got nothing to do with you. But
I'm
sure
aware.
it's not the nicest thing to hear, to be like, oh no, after having sex with you, I'm definitely not into women.
It was good.
But yeah, no, we've had a lot, and I think it's explored a lot sexually, or bits and pieces. If anything, this is me kind of going off topic, but we are very grateful because Andy and I have had a very busy year where sex hasn't necessarily been the focus. We've been quite busy and sometimes not had enough or a lot of time to be spending it with each other. And so we very much appreciate how patient you've been with all of that.
very chill. Yeah. I said this before, but you're very easy to date. You're one of those people that's like super chill and super easy. And there's like, it doesn't feel like you have expectations, or more to the point, it feels like if you have expectations, you'll tell us.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of people have expectations, they don't get met, like those expectations don't get met, and then they get annoyed, and then they just start slowly ghosting or fading away and moving away and stuff like that. But you're very upfront. Were you this upfront with other people, like that you dated?
Oh, I think I try to be, but you guys make it really easy to be upfront because you are upfront with me as well.
It's been a very nice opportunity for us as well because, as we've mentioned, you're the longest that we've been seeing anybody, and we've actually used this ourselves as an opportunity to be a lot more open, a lot more forthcoming. Like, so a situation that comes to mind was probably over 6 months ago now, where I was just having a bit of a day and we were going to pick you up from the train station, and I was just having a little moment in the car, and that moment extended for quite a while, and we messaged you and we're like, hey, we're running late, and that kind of 10 minutes turned into half an hour, which I think it got towards like 45 minutes an hour, and you were so sweet, being very willing to wait at the station for like upwards of an hour. And I think about that sometimes, and I'm super grateful for that, because I think for me as well, when we've dated people, Andy and I have dated people in the past, and I've not felt comfortable expressing that sometimes I'm not okay and sometimes I'm not doing so good, or like we're working through stuff together. And I think I've always wanted to present like a very united front and being like, no, we're super stable and fine and chill all the time, and have people see that of us. And I think to actually say like, actually things aren't the best. And I've been like, when we catch up one-on-one or when Andy's not there, I'll like talk about some stuff sometimes. And I know that when you've caught up with Andy on your own, you guys might talk about what Andy and I are doing. So it's been really great to practice being more vulnerable for us. I think we've learned a lot too.
Yeah, and I've appreciated you guys being vulnerable too. Like, it makes a difference. Makes it feel more real as well. Like, you're not faking being perfect people.
We felt like we I don't know if should is the right word, but for a little while we did. It's not that we would fake it, but it's more like if Imogen was upset about something or just having a sad day or whatever, we would just like reschedule plans. Did it with you a couple of times, I think. And we've definitely done it with other girls in the past. Yeah, you were the first person where, so to be clear, we were sitting in the car. You were waiting at the train station. You came an hour to see us because you live like an hour away. You traveled an hour to see us. And right when we were getting there, I mean, before then, but you were upset that day, and you went back and forwards of like, I don't think that I can have a day. I definitely don't think we can have threesomes and do all that kind of stuff. I just want to be alone today. I just got some shit to process. I want to focus on it, which I think for most people, it's like, yeah, that happens all the time. And then you just say to the person, hey, I'm not feeling it. Can we meet up on Friday instead? But I think there's almost an extra pressure that we put on ourselves because we're a couple almost. It's a story that we made up, which is like, oh, we have to pretend to be good all the time, like happy all the time, because what if it reflects poorly on us? And what if we show someone that side? And it's like, well, you're a human being. You're not always going to be happy.
And I think I have heard stories of like the couple that does kind of introduce other people. Sure. I've heard stories of the couple that introduces somebody else into the bedroom, and the couple are not in a good place. Like, they're not doing it for the right reasons. They're fighting. And I never want to come across as said couple, when maybe there's been times where like we're probably not in the place, like when we first met you for the first time, we probably weren't in the place to be seeing people. You're kind of pretending that that's not the case. And so I think that's been the fear to some extent, that we'll be dragging someone along into our baggage. Not that exists in this case, but when I first met Andy, probably only a few weeks after, because we'd had a positive experience, like the first time we'd had a threesome together, I came across a couple on Tinder, and I was like, oh, I'll be the unicorn
for once. And yeah, it wasn't good. And in hindsight, if I were to seek out something like that again, which obviously I'm not now that we're in the relationship, but would not be how I do it. Like, they'd not had a threesome before. They were just trying it out. They were on the younger side. They hadn't really discussed what they wanted out of it. And I just got the impression that the guy, like, it was all fine. Like, we went to a bar, we got a drink. I came back to her place and we fooled around for a little bit, and then like halfway through, the guy got up and just left the room. And it wasn't in a house; it was in like a student accommodation. So I don't know where he went, because it was like a fully self-contained room, and then he just left for about like 10, 15 minutes. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. And then while he kind of came back, and we kind of awkwardly wrapped up about 15 minutes later, and I said goodbye, and I didn't really know what happened. And all the chick said to me as I left was like, "Oh, thank you for being understanding." And I was like, I don't know what's happened. And I was like, that's so yeah, that was the situation, and it wasn't good. And not that we're anything like that, but I definitely wanted to be conscious that we're bringing somebody else into our relationship, and want to make sure that they're having a nice time. It somehow feels different. It's like it feels different with the idea of one-on-one dating, I guess, in the sense that, what is the difference?
I feel like the difference is, imagine you're with two of your friends. There's three of you hanging out. You're with two of your friends. Imagine they start fucking fighting. That's awkward. It's awkward seeing other people fight in public, even if it's not a fight, even if it's just a little bit of tension, and they're like, we'll talk about that later. There's a sort of feeling that can come up in you as the outsider of like, oh, should I leave? Should we be doing this right now? And I think if you add sex and vulnerability and emotion and intimacy and affection and all of that in there, this big melting pot of emotions and stuff, even in a single like male, female, or like one-on-one relationship or sex, there's already enough of that shit. And I think when there's two people, there's even more of that stuff. So basically, you've made it very easy to be honest. And I think it really is just being able to say, you've gotten much better at being able to say, hey, I'm not happy today. I don't feel like hanging out. I feel like I've always been pretty decent at that, where I'm just like, I'm not feeling it today. I got shit on. I'm stressed. Like, if you come over, I can't guarantee we're going to have sex. I'd love to just chill with you and hang out. But I think you always felt guilty about that.
And I think because ultimately, Andy, you've been the one that's been more keen on the sex and wanting to meet people and date people. I've felt a bit of, and a lot more so in the past, a lot less so now. But there was a lot of emphasis on the sex and meeting people for you. And so I felt a pressure from you, so I wasn't hindering your sex life to be seeing people.
Yeah, it's like I got to sort of push myself. And fair enough. Like, if one person's excited to go to Disneyland and you're feeling a bit grumpy, you might go like, oh, I'm going to pep myself up and get excited about it. Yeah. Has there been anything, I guess, that's been different about dating a couple?
I think there's a lot less pressure on me.
In terms of like, I know they won't have expectations, like they won't get feelings and have expectations.
Yeah, it might just be that my mindset has changed over the past year and a bit, because I'm not looking to like get into a relationship, like monogamous relationship anytime soon. And so I feel like I can just be really easy with you guys because of that.
Yeah. And for us, I'd say some things that are slightly different is like maybe navigating jealousy and insecurity at the start. I think you had more of that than me.
And I think obviously it is a lot easier for me to have a little bit more of that insecurity, because it is like a woman next to a woman being compared to one another. Whereas for you, Andy, it's a little bit harder to be directly compared to a woman.
Sure.
Like, I don't think I'd be that insecure if you were interested in men.
What are we all grateful for in this dynamic? I'm grateful for the sex. I'm grateful for the crazy kinky sex.
Yeah, me too.
I said it. There you go.
Your patience, your empathy, your kindness and understanding over the year, because it's been a somewhat turbulent year at times, and you've always shown us a lot of love and compassion and sweetness, and your cuddles are also amazing.
Yeah, I'm grateful for all that too. I'm also very grateful for the time that you guys do take out of your day to see me.
I can say that to you. You're the one that travels like an hour to see us.
I just
Very
feel like you guys
grateful
are
to
just busy, and so I always am very appreciative of
So are
that.
you, though. You did a 365-day project while working a job, while doing like an internship as well, and all the stress of a job. And the job is like, what do you call it? Where it's like rotating roster. There's like night shifts and then day shifts. And
Shift work, yeah.
yeah, you have like a crazy schedule. And then you're moving and seeing friends and all of that. So I appreciate you always coming to see us. I appreciate that you make it very easy. I appreciate, and we haven't talked about this, but the self-improvement. You have done so much self-improving. You've gotten like balls deep in like, okay, who's your favorite author? I have an idea who you're going to say.
I don't have a favorite author.
Yeah, Eckhart Tolle. See, I knew you were going to say that. But like
I'm only just getting into that.
I thought you read like 2 of his books. She
think
likes
you've
The
just made it
Happiness
up.
Trap.
I do like that one.
Yeah. But you've done a lot of improving. And we have had so many like deep and meaningful conversations, and you've like listened to both of us, and I really appreciate that.
I've learned a lot from you guys with the self-improvement stuff.
I'm also very grateful that you respond to text quite promptly. That's very nice.
Oh my God. Do you understand what a breath of fresh air it is? I really appreciate how quickly you respond to everything.
Really?
And are you kidding me? You've dated people in the past. Did they respond immediately?
No, but it's something. I feel like it's something that people get insecure about with like, oh, you have to wait a certain amount of time to text someone back. You can't
You've got to
reply
be
straight
cool.
away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not something I've ever done. I'm like, I'm going to reply now because I want to.
I don't think you did that even at the start. Neither do we. Like, we didn't do that with you, do we?
I don't think so.
I can't imagine doing that shit. And we screen for that. We specifically look for people that are decent texters or like have enthusiasm. I can't really be bothered anymore dating people that just don't show, like don't wear their heart on their sleeve. Like you said, trying to be cool. It's just not very interesting.
I do actually want to circle back to something you mentioned before, that in the last year and a bit, your interest in dating somebody like monogamously has changed. Like that's not something that you're finding yourself seeking out. Is there a specific reason why? Has it got anything to do with seeing us?
I think just throughout like being a teenager and stuff, I always thought I had to be in a relationship to be happy. And then over probably a year and a half, 2 years, realized that I'm more than capable of being happy on my own. I don't need someone else there. And you guys have definitely helped with that as well. But yeah.
That's a big call for someone in their early 20s. That's like a big realization. Do you get what I mean?
It's a very big realization.
I think some people hit that in their like late 20s or 30s of like, oh, wait, I don't need no man to be happy. And that's memed, like that statement, right? No,
Yeah.
People say that. They're like, I don't need no man. And then the next night she's crying into a bucket of, Ben and Jerry's while saying like, why doesn't he respond to my text? But to actually fully embrace that and walk the talk, so to speak, and love yourself and focus on your own happiness. And you've done so much. That's why I said you've done so much self-improvement over the year that we've known you. You've done a hell of a lot. And I think you've very much embraced that idea of if I want happiness, it is up to me. And anyone else is a bonus to that. But I'm not going to put all the expectation on like a couple to make me happy or monogamy to make me happy or someone else to make me happy.
Yeah, I think you guys kind of sped that up for me though, because you're both so into self-improvement and looking into your stories and things like that, that it kind of just prompted me to do it more. So I'm very grateful for that.
You helped us with that stuff too. We've questioned so many stories around dating people for sure. Like we had this like limiting belief before you that like we're doomed to never date anyone for more than 6 months.
It was more that we definitely liked the idea of seeing somebody longer term, but before you, it hadn't worked out for whatever reason. After 6 months, we just never ended up seeing anybody that long. So it was a sense of like, will anybody want to stick around that long? Or do other women that we introduce ourselves to, are they only seeking like hookups and like to have the fun experience and then not really continue?
We've analyzed this. Looking back, it's like, yeah, because freaking COVID happened and then no one wanted to meet up, and all the girls that we were dating, I think we were dating like 2 girls at that time. It's like, well, COVID, so they don't want to meet. And then we moved. And then we moved again.
And I think we were giving off, like for the first couple of years, giving off hookup vibes. Like
Fuckboy vibes.
we weren't screening for like any sort of further connection, which I think again contributed to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like just even basic things. Like with you, we've gone on adventures. How many times have we met up, the 3 of us, or even just you've met Imogen or I've met you, and like we don't have sex. We're just hanging out.
A lot of the time.
Yeah. Like little things like that, or we didn't have sex on the first date. So we did the first time we met. But when we re-met, a year ago, yeah, we went to that museum, had a good day. Second time we met, that's when we had sex. Just little things like that, where you're basically saying, look, I want to build something a little deeper. I think you're communicating, I want us to stick around for a little while. And anyone that does just want to hook up sees that and goes, well, no thanks. And also just being honest about it. We were quite clear with you that that was something that we wanted, something a bit longer.
I just have a random question, actually. I'm curious, like your experience with us, if for whatever reason we stop seeing one another, whether we move away or just like life happens, could you see yourself seeking out dating a couple again? Or do you think you would turn towards monogamy or try dating a guy, dating a girl, trying something different?
I'd go seek something out. I don't know what. I'd probably just seek out casual hookups and see if they want to kind of do what you're doing, but either with a couple or with one person. I don't know. I take something out so I can have that intimacy and the sex and some affection. But
Do you
doesn't
think you
bother
would
me.
deliberately screen for someone that would want to see you for, I don't know, like not to put a time on it, but like, do you think you would specifically screen out one night stands and
Yeah.
like fuck boys, for one of a better word? I can't think of a better word than that, but like the person who wants one night stands.
Yeah, I'd screen that out.
Okay. And you just screen for someone who wants casual sex, but relatively ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically what we're doing.
So I'm curious now. And I know we have these discussions sometimes anyway, but you said you're not necessarily not super into, but not obsessed with the idea of monogamy.
Mm.
Is there anything about that turns you off? Like you mentioned pressure before.
Oh, nothing really I don't know. I'm not turned off by the idea of it. I just feel like I have a lot more independence without having someone else there. I think that's my main thing at the moment. Just because I've got lots going on, busy.
You are very like career focused right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're young. You're like, what, 22?
Yeah, something like that.
Fuck off. You know how old you are.
22.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. In terms of what it's been like dating you, so some other stuff that I'm grateful for, you make it very easy to like you. Like we said, I'm grateful for how quickly you respond to texts and that you're enthusiastic. I like that you made it very obvious that you like both of us, that we never had to guess. And we generally speaking try and date people like that. Not always perfect, but that's something we screen for. People that sort of are more honest and will literally be like, I like you. Which is why it's funny that often people will say, oh, you should never make it too apparent that you like someone, because they might be like, oh, well, I don't like you as much, and then I'll break up. But in doing so, a lot of people break up with you because you're not making it obvious that you like them. So they go, oh, well, this guy or this girl is not that interested in me, so I'll go find the person who makes it clear so I don't have to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that for both Andy and I, like people who are withholding of like their feelings or just what's happening with them, it can be hard for us to connect with people like that, whether that's sexually, intimately, even just with friends. Was that a conscious effort, your openness, or is it just you've always sought out open people, you've wanted to be open and be very expressive in how you're feeling, or very, very communicative in how you're feeling?
I think I've just always been very open. So it was very nice meeting people that are also very open.
Because that's not always been the case in your dating experience, right? You said
My limited dating experience, yes.
How many people have you dated? And I guess like, what do some of them look like? Was it sort of short-term things, long-term things?
Random hookups.
Mm-hmm.
Some were, I don't know, a bit nerdy. One was like a big gym guy.
Nice.
And then one other guy I saw for like maybe 8 months on and off.
Mhm.
But like it was just very casual sex.
Mm.
I don't know how to describe him.
How did you meet these people? I guess the question that I'm trying to say, was it just like, oh, we randomly got together, or was it like an intentional, I know what I'm looking for and I'm going to go out and find this specific type of person or someone who has these values?
No, I think hookups.
Mm.
There was Tinder, and then I just went, cool, they'll meet up with me. I'll go have sex with them.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people, most guys do that at the start. I think most girls do that because you kind of don't know what you like. And so there is a period of like experimentation in there and being surprised positively and negatively.
I think I even had that. I mean, that's how I met Andy, because at 18, I was like, I would like to explore sex. I haven't had much sex. I had sex with one person before I'd hopped on Tinder. I think had a decent libido. I was very curious. I wanted to explore things, and it was like, okay, let's have some casual sex and see what's out there. And you learn that a lot of it's maybe doesn't live up to expectations. But you learn pretty quickly, and you have some experiences, and then you get a gauge of what you do and don't like. Or at least that was my experience.
So in summary, lady, we are very grateful for you. We like seeing you. We like how open you are. We like how honest you are. You're really cool. You are really fun too. You're a very sweet human. We didn't talk about that. She's very sweet.
We talk about that.
We didn't say she's sweet.
Immy mentioned
I
it.
did. You don't remember things that I say.
Who the fuck is Immy?
But point being, we're incredibly grateful. We're very grateful for the year together, and are excited for new things. And I think actually, funnily enough, this conversation has stimulated thoughts about other sex things and things we might want to try and things we might want to explore. So thank you for coming on here as well today.
Thank you guys. I'm very grateful for both of you.
I'm stimulated. We're grateful. Go out, crush your goals, all that good stuff. If you would like coaching, I will leave links in the description below to both of those. We have a threesome guide as well. If you want to know how to have threesomes, you can go onto my website for that. There's a big, beautiful banner image up there. You can find that. So what do these beautiful people need to do?
Go out there and crush your goals.